I see it is, uh, I'll be very honest. I know Spurs do not like Levy, and I can understand why. But my thing is simple. With the way money is being pumped to the Premier League in some of the clubs, and people just talk about City and Chelsea and whatnot. But if you knew the amount of money that Nottingham Forest and the Aston Villas and the new they are pumping in, it's not easy. They are pumping in and they're ready to pump. And in spite of all of that, and in spite of all the money that is being pumped into Chelsea also, and other big clubs like the Arsenals, the Uniteds, the Liverpools coming up, he has kept Spurs relevant. All right. When I say relevant, I mean he's ensured that your financial flow allows you to take a bigger jump. The place, but now when I look at it, right, and this I felt for some period of time, I just feel that he for okay, 10 to 15 million is good, big money. 10, 15, 20 million is big money. But I've always felt that whenever Levy does business in the transfer windows, selling he's great. But when it comes to buying, he waits till the last moment and he gets his player also. But by that time, by the end of the window, firstly, the player has not got a preseason. This I'm talking about the summer window. Even right now, January window is there. वो देखना 3rd February है last date. He will try to do something that time, right? Because he's like that is where I'll get the good deal. But you wasted the entire January, which would have given you a chance to be at a better position in the league. My take on Levy is very simple, and it has been for some time now. Actually, the past 2 to 3 years, you have built the club to a great position. You have got a great stadium, probably the best
The best stadium.
the best stadium
Yeah.
and a best stadium. You leave the sporting side to someone else. You leave the sporting side, the player buying side, how to set up. You can say, okay, this is your budget. This is what the budget I've got, but give it to some other person.
So Johan
Right?
Lang is taking care of that, right?
Huh?
After Patrici,
Yeah.
Johan Lang is the sporting director.
Yeah, but he's not got the free
Still
hand.
cause the shots.
Yeah, he does not have the
Why
free.
Levy does not like giving up control. So
I
that is a
understand.
complete.
Yeah,
Paratici
because
was the only one who had
Great
this.
control on transfers.
मतलब who has this arrangement with Levy where he has the ability because of the experience that he has to call the shots. But I don't see it with Lang. People say why he likes to work under the hood and whatnot, but I'm not sure what
But
under the
the
hood he's working on for last 27
interesting
days.
thing is that there was Randall Colomiani that you were linked to. No, matlab, generally when you are like, I will talk about one of our transfer that we are looking at. Okay, at least there are connections, constant talks, and then you end up with the player or
yeah,
not. That's a different thing if the price isn't right. I
yeah.
heard about Randall Colomiani and then dead. मतलब उसके बाद बात ही नहीं हुआ है. Fabrizio Romano, I don't think he has posted anything about that, or none of the reputable journalists. That means, Mera question to Abhay and obviously Amit is that there is clear lack of ambition and it's been for quite a long time. And on-pitch success, financially अच्छा होना or on-pitch success, there is no substitute because
Yeah.
on-pitch success ensures that you are always financially
Yeah,
stable.
yeah, I understand that, right? But now I'll make you understand this way. Right now, also Spurs, right? I remember when Emirates was built, and मैं उनको देखता हूँ और मैं Spurs को देखता हूँ, and I'm like they're in a much better position in terms of they don't have to sell their best players if they don't want to.
Mhm.
We had to do it every season. So Levy has got them a new stadium. He's made an arrangement that allows them to make the payments without selling their best players. But now he just needs to hand over the control to someone better, which he understands is better, and be like, please build the team. This is the budget. Talk to the manager, to talk to whoever you want. This is the profiles you want, because the way he's functioning right now is the reason of Tottenham's downfall. He
But
he talk, he's the reason Tottenham went till there, but he's also the reason they're going down now. Because and it started with what happened with Pochettino when the Spurs were the team, and I would say on their day they could have been the best team in whole of Europe, right? Because of the players they had. And uske baad players were going instead of
were
refreshing
never
with
replaced.
उसने क्या हुआ, the issue that I think occurred is, for the first time he spent good money on Ndombele and Lo Celso for the first time, wherein those were players the Europe wanted, and he went in and he got them. Now his fingers are burnt, his hand is burnt कि पहली बार मैं ऐसे किया ये हो गया. So now he's very careful, but if you're not going to take the risk, you're not going to get that kind of player.
But he took a risk with Solanke, and that's probably a very tremendous signing.
Yeah, yeah.
He paid the release clause and he did spend money, good amount of money.
No,
But what the
Why?
only problem in the summer was that they built a first 11, good enough first 11 to win the games, but obviously they did not spend enough to cover for 2-3 critical positions that was needed for them to keep staying
yeah.
at a certain level.
Correct. So, but
So
the
yeah, please
point
go ahead.
the point here is that last season also we went from the injury crisis, the red
Hmm.
cards, right? And we were in a messy situation at that point. That's what. And also we had a same discussion that we have a good first 11, but the bench sucks, right? But almost two windows are over after that, and we are still in the same situation, right? First team is good, the bench sucks. So what improved? You knew that last season we did not have Europe to compete with. We were not going deeper into cup competition, and yet the team was not enough to compete in just Premier League. Few injuries and we got derailed. Now you have four competitions to compete in, and yet you don't have a bench. So this is a recipe of disaster, which is happening right now. Is what is supposed to happen if those many injuries hit you. If you don't invest, if you invest so much on the future, that let's get Odegaard, let's get Archie Gray, let's get Lucas Berrywall, which are all 18-year-old, right? People, they will need some time to get into it, get the physicality of the Premier League, get into their style. I'm not saying they're not good; they are doing amazing in the right now, but we needed people that can directly challenge the first team spot, right? They can be just right there sitting key as you drop the ball, I am next one in replacing you.
Yeah.
That good people you were on. So Lanke is a good signing, but that is the only signing that can improve our first team.
And I think
Exactly.
in one window you have a big money signing. You obviously are resting a lot of hope on Richarlison being the backup, but he became injury prone. So I wouldn't fault that much in that department. But what happened
Why?
here
We
is
do
that
not have a spare left back still. We do not have a spare left center
no,
back
I'm
still.
not talking. I'm only
Then
talking about the striker position. But
that striker position, I'm not saying ki I want one more striker into it. Nahin, theek hai, we have sell
okay, all right.
Richarlison, get a new striker. We need wingers who can just get into it.
Correct.
Because Johnson last year not good enough, right? You know that he is not first. And Kulusevski has an aspiration to become a attacking midfielder. Now
Yeah.
you need someone in right wing who can make that difference, right? You cannot just keep pushing Brennan Johnson के भाई कुछ तो कर देगा. He will hit forms. उसने form hit
I
किया.
think
But he is a very मतलब form oriented person. He will not be like कि भाई he can make that difference every day and
Hmm.
coming like that. But see, the point is you needed few people to be to be there, to be present when the first team gets injured, which is not something that we have done.
I
I
want
That
to
think
is
ask
why we are.
one more thing. I want to ask one more thing. You've had Conte before,
Hmm.
and I'm 100% sure you never liked his press conference as to how he called out the players, Levy, and he has totally decimated you in terms of the stature of the club, your ambitions. You did not like him, you let him go. So I want to ask you as a fan today at this situation that Spurs is. Even this is probably the worst situation that even the Contes and the Mourinho's also did not get to. You underperformed under them. But what Ange is currently with injuries or whatever, that's absolutely bottom feeder. Now, I want to ask you that if Ange were to come out tomorrow in the press conference, really frustrated, calling out Levy, because he waited patiently until now, कि भाई मेरा सोलांके तक injured हो गया, and you did not even bat an eye or care enough to get me a player. भाई one player, एक player तो दिला देता भाई. Do you think Ange wouldn't like having a good player now? At least one. तुम्हारे injuries भरे साथ हो. One player can literally change the
change.
face. I
Yes.
mean, it can bring
Pura.
some consistency, a new vibe into the team. I'm not saying it's
100%.
a
But if
solution to your problem.
if Ange does that, comes out tomorrow, I would
Yes.
not blame him because
Okay.
he has all the rights to do it because he is in a situation, and the club that he has put his trust on, the patience he has been showing. He is saying every week to the same question being asked to him twice a week. Like we are having two matches every in midweek also, and same question that where are the signings? He's saying club is working on it, club is working on it. But why? What mesmerizes me right now, or what amazes me right now is this is this whole January. January is a window, right?
Hmm.
We have passed whole January, and do you know how many matches did we win in this whole month? Right?
One,
Not one, not a single match.
not even one.
Huh. Do you know how many matches we drew in this last month?
Three.
Zero. We lost every match in this month in
क्विज
Premier
में तो
League.
फेल हो गया भाई मैं. That is
In
clear.
Premier League, and I'm not sure what else does he want.
Zero.
That कि भाई, we did not win or drew a single match this whole month in this window, and then you're not getting players. The players are injured. The team is not winning any match, and this is criminal not to do it. And चलो, I'll cut him some slack कि चलो जनवरी आया ही तब हार रहे, बेचारा क्या कर लेगा.
Yeah.
दिसंबर was not good as well. दिसंबर, पूरा दिसंबर एक मैच जीते. तो
But
ऐसा
यार
नहीं कि
मैं
पहले अच्छा चल रहा था.
इसमें my only
Why are
question.
you?
Yeah.
No, man, no.
I'm saying,
Actually,
why have you not pre-planned your signings if
But
the
but
actually,
injuries
I
are there
understand that.
from
I
December?
understand. उसमें थोड़ा अलग dynamics भी होता है. Some people
I,
sit in the window to
I
drive the
actually want to
price.
pitch in.
Hmm.
Just give me a
Yeah, sure,
sorry
sure, sure.
for cutting short, but I was just going through Tottenham's list of injuries, and bro, you have immense. And when I look at that injury list, I'm just thinking to myself, कि squad तो सही है, and I'm thinking at the end of the day you have to take a loan because your squad is pretty big भाई. वो जॉनसन इंजर्ड है, वर्नर इंजर्ड है, ओडोगॉट इंजर्ड है, सोलांकी इंजर्ड है, मैडिसन इंजर्ड, बिसोमा इंजर्ड, Vanderveen injured, Udogi injured, Spence injured, Romano injured, Vicario injured. When I look at this, I'm just thinking if you decide to buy players right now,
Yeah.
everybody becomes fit, then you're in another trouble because now you've got a huge squad on wages, and it doesn't seem like you're going to make Europe right now via the Premier League. Of course, Europa League you can make, you know, but via Europa League you can make the Champions League without a doubt. But I'm looking at that squad and I'm thinking, even if I was running Tottenham in my head, I'm thinking, let me get players on loan. Ideally, that
भाई
is what I'm
लोन
thinking.
नहीं. If you ask me, भाई ठीक है, इतने सारे प्लेयर इंजर्ड हैं, बट
Huh.
क्या ये सारे प्लेयर्स आर इन योर प्लान? ठीक है, आज के डेट में बेंटनकुर, बिजुमा इज नॉट गुड इनफ. सी, टू बी
Okay.
वेरी
There is
फ्रैंक, बिजुमा इज
Regulon
नॉट
as
गुड
well.
इनफ. बेच दो अगले अगले साल. रेगुलर बेच दो अगले साल. ये रिचार्लिसन बेच दो अगले साल. यू गेट पीपल टुडे नो,
Correct.
बिकॉज
Hmm.
राइट नाउ यू नीड
Exactly.
इट.
Yeah.
Perfect.
रिचार्लिसन फिर ग्रोइन पकड़ के भागा है अपना लास्ट मैच में. हाउ डू यू ट्रस्ट दैट फकिंग पर्सन, मैन? सोलंकी
So,
इज द ओनली स्ट्राइकर वी हैव. तो
so Amit,
Okay, okay.
I tell you what the problem with that is. The problem with that is if you fill up your team with too many players, no, and the way Levy functions, right? उसको ये सोच रखा है कि मेरे को इस प्लेयर के लिए इतना पैसा चाहिए, ठीक है. उसके दिमाग में ऑलरेडी है कि मेरे को इस प्लेयर के लिए इतना पैसा चाहिए. उसको दिख रहा है कि मेरे को चैंपियंस लीग भी शायद नहीं मिलने वाला है. ही ले, अब अगर मैं प्लेयर खरीद भी लिया एंड मैं चैंपियंस लीग भी नहीं मिला, और मेरे को नेक्स्ट सीजन फ्लॉप तो करने पड़ेंगे ये प्लेयर्स, और मेरे को उधर पैसा भी नहीं मिला, ठीक है. आई एम जस्ट प्लेइंग द डेविल्स एडवोकेट हियर.
Hmm.
सो व्हेन आई एम लुकिंग एट द पिक्चर, आई एम लाइक, ब्रो, इफ आई बाय अ प्लेयर नाउ, fuck, proper fuck, because in the summer window everybody is going to lowball me. They are like, इतना बड़ा स्क्वाड है, दम तो है नहीं इनके पास इतना रखने का.
But yeah, look,
अरे तो
again,
बात
again,
बता मेरे को, चैंपियनशिप में जाके बेचेगा क्या?
exactly.
मतलब
ये
पैसा
होगी है.
मिलेगा क्या तब?
मेरे को
तब
ऐसा
पैसा
लगता
मिलेगा?
है मेरे को ये जो प्रॉफिट लॉस वेजेस आगे क्या होगा. अरे भाई, फर्स्ट सॉल्व द प्रेजेंट सिचुएशन. यू आर इन डायर प्रॉब्लम भाई,
Yeah.
एंड नो वन इज आस्किंग यू टू गेट अ मार्मूश.
Hmm.
गेट अ लोन प्लेयर, कट थ्रोट डील भाई. पोगबा
कुछ
ले
हाँ.
भी
लो
लाओ भाई, कुछ
भाई.
भी
भाई
लाओ
रैंडल
तुम.
कोलोमुआनी ले लो. अरे
हाँ.
ओसीमैन ले लो भाई लोन में.
हाँ.
वो तो मर रहा है आने के लिए.
भाई
भाई
आज के डेट
मार्केट
में
में 10 प्लेयर का लिस्ट बता सकता हूँ मैं.
हाँ है.